What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Jess4TV Presents. I'm Jess Sayin, my audio diary. And in this episode, I'm just saying, we're approaching slack season. Like, it's hard out here being consistent. It's an intimate indulge. Let's get into it. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Boom boom. My no strings attached audio diary. That's what I'm calling it, because that's how I feel. It's time to lift the words from the pages and just get it out, y'all. Get hip to this new wave audio diary. Once again, welcome back. I am your favorite cousin, and here on this particular scene, your hostess, doing the mostest, Jess with the mess, loud, proud, and bass booming with real talk in your ear. I hope all is well. How is everybody doing out there? Good, great. Thank you so much for clicking and tuning in to this episode today. You could have been anywhere. But you're here with me, and I appreciate that. I was a little under the weather earlier this week. Common cold, cooties, allergies, I don't know, but your girl was sounding like Barry White, hence the reason why this episode is a day late, and also why I may still sound a little stuffy and congested right now. Before we dive deep into this episode and indulge, make sure you guys head over to I'm Jess _Sayin. That's IMJESS_SAYN over on IG, and check the kid out. Also, make sure that you subscribe on whatever platform that you're currently listening and tap in. Lastly, for the real engagement, entertainment, and reaction, make sure you head over to Jess4TV over on YouTube and subscribe there as well, so that you don't miss out on the video components of these audio recordings, as well as just a little bit of everything extra that is Jess. So this go around, all things considering, go ahead and grab your water, your tea, your legal pad and pen, and let's dive into this thing called consistency, or lack thereof. Okay, so it is now the season of another day, another dollar, Netflix and chill plus eat a lot, where some trainer somewhere proclaimed that summer bodies are built in the winter, but I think Drake said it best. Love the way they hang, babe, like that silicone. Consistency is key, right? But it's about that time of year where, habits in general tend to just go out of the window. Work life, personal life, relationship life, business life, more life. Every aspect of our lives during this season tends to take a hit. Workouts become few and far between. Workouts aren't adhered to. Eating is plentiful, and food is just all around. Work life in general, kind of becomes faint. Date nights wane or become basic. Overall, I just feel like we all just tend to really just get lazy and slack off about this time. The we outside summer 2022 mentality is out the window. That body that I tried so hard to maintain with faithful workouts and okay eating habits is a thing of the past. Like, it's gone out the window. But I guarantee you one thing, I'm going to get it back. I'm going to get back right. Come the first of the year, come the new year, I'm going to get it right. Sound familiar? It sounds real familiar, right? But the key to it all is consistency. Acts that are free from variation, acts that are unchanging in nature, acts that are just done in the same way over again, time and time again, right? By performing routine tasks and acts on a consistent basis, our productivity is able to increase, right? As well as our motivation to just keep going and just do better every time, especially when our being consistent begets positive results, right? Consistency really just sets the guidelines and the expectations that we have of ourselves. And ultimately, we start looking for new ways to just conquer our day. We, look for new ways to complete our schedules and other tasks. Instead of simply just trying to get through it, we embrace it, which will then make these routines, these constant habits that we adopt less burdensome. Consistency in our efforts will lead to self-discipline in aiding and reaching our goals. It will lead to self-control because we want to stick to it, right? We want to reach new milestones. So it just helps improve our overall personality, our outlook on life, as well as our mental state, right? Our mental health. And overall, it just builds momentum. When you are consistent, you have a sense of accountability. You have a sense of direction that translates to progress, right? Progress in the process. And it also just removes uncertainty, which I think a lot of us need. Hell, a lot of us crave it, right? Um, but with all that being said, of course, every year around this time, it just becomes hard to stick to stuff. It becomes hard to stick to workouts, work schedules, meal plans, home tasks, routines, skincare routine, self-care routine, daily routine, just the simple things that helped us get through daily life a few months prior. Like consistency during this time can be interrupted by many things. There are many factors. There's the weather, there's sickness, there's family, there's work, there's our mental and physical states. All of that stuff plays a role in, how we may become inconsistent during this slack season. Maybe your workout used to be outside, right? But now it's cold as hell outside. Who's going to run outside? Who's going to be outside working out? So trying to find new ways to adapt or trying to find a new plan to work out, whether it's getting an elliptical, finding a space in your home to do that type of stuff, it becomes hard and it's really frustrating. And then we tend not to do it. We tend to become inconsistent in those things because plans changed, right? So granted, we know exactly what we should be doing. We know exactly what we need to do. We all have positive intentions mentally, if nothing else. We all have positive intentions mentally, but we just aren't disciplined enough to follow through. Whether it be change, results, motivation, depression, anxiety, complacency, something is always the cause of our lack of consistency. During this time of year, I think a lot of the main causes, stem from simply like it's the holidays, food, fun, family, hell, that big comfy couch, that big screen TV. Like these are huge factors that just enable us to slack off, right? Like the vibes are so super duper chill, real chill. We become more relaxed, the feelings of nostalgia overcome us and, we get comfortable, or at least I do. Because for me, number one, like family is a soft spot. Like I'm really big on family and I don't want to miss a moment. I don't want to miss a beat. So I'm real comfortable around this time, and there's just always a lot going on around this time. You know what I mean? It's just hard to be consistent in anything because it just feels like a burden. Food, fun, family. It's time to turn up. Who wants to put in the work, right? So during this time, we aren't able to fully embrace the process. So we're more drawn to the positive feelings of the outcomes, right? Rather than the struggle of the journey. So we no longer have an appreciation for what was because it no longer is. And we forget to remember, how we got to where we were. So it's harder to remain consistent because we're no longer thinking about it. You know what I mean? It's not at the forefront anymore. So most of us quit during the struggle around this time because we're more focused on comfortability. We comfortable. I'm real comfortable. The experience of appreciating the rewards of staying the course can't be achieved because who really wants to put in that work during this time? I don't. Not right now. It's a time of holiday cheer, right? Honestly, who wants to stick to mundane tasks right now? Not me. Definitely not I. So that then leads to the fact that any outcome, compelling enough to excite you during this phase, it's one that cannot be achieved without hard work and sacrifice over a long period of time. And right now, nobody has time for that. Nobody wants to stick to that. Nobody wants to do that. Without certain processes in place to help us, as in the ones that aided us a few months prior, to help us get to where we were, or where we currently still are. Congratulations if you are. Most of us just aren't able to maintain. Most of us really aren't able to maintain the effort needed to accomplish those outcomes of tasks. And that's real sad to say out loud. That made me sad. Because by not remaining consistent, we're constantly having to start over, constantly. And that's a daunting task in itself, to even have to think about starting over and then having to think about getting back into a process and or a schedule and really committing. You have to first commit to even thinking about why you stopped and then start over and then just start. It's hard. It's hard out here being consistent, y'all. Like, simply becoming unhappy. You can become so unhappy just thinking about what was, or thinking about the process, or thinking about even just starting again. You can become depressed. Your anxiety can take over. Sometimes even just at this point in time, just worrying about money, finances, worrying about having a great Christmas, worrying about putting, a decent meal on the table can allow us to become inconsistent in our efforts because we're more focused on other stuff at this time. And I mean, it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. But, when it comes down to it, when it's time to pick up those consistent habits again, it's hard. It's big hard out here. And I think that even if we aren't fully able to commit to, being consistent in all of our efforts, I think just having a consistent mindset and thinking, okay, I'm going to take on one or two tasks, one or two goals, and commit to sticking to those during this slack season. I think that's what we need to do to prepare for this slack season that is fastly approaching us. Right? I think first and foremost, just being present in the moment, pushing through those emotions, and just fully acknowledging those negatives in our feelings during those actions will help us in just letting go. We thought about it, let it go. It was negative, let it go. I ate a lot today, I didn't work out, okay, bet, let it go. Don't complicate things. Don't overthink it. Don't do none of that. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Also, in not doing that, just do it. Whatever you need to do, whatever task, whatever schedule, whatever habit that you need to commit to be consistent, just do it. I think a way of going about this is asking yourself, what are you willing to do? I've tried that many a times, and it helps in a lot of aspects of my life. What are you willing to do? Right? Take the first couple of steps towards a task to help build momentum, by just starting. Just start it. Just start doing it, whether it's a workout, whether it's cleaning, whether it's cleaning the bathroom, anything. Just start. And you might find yourself starting, right? And completing the full effort by just starting with 10 minutes and asking yourself, what are you willing to do? Boom. That's one thing down. That's one thing that we can continue to be consistent with, because we are now motivated, right? Consistency will bring back your motivation. Remember when you wanted to get to where you are, right? Or remember where you currently are, so that you don't have to stop and you can just keep going. And for those of us who are remembering where we were, let's just ease our way back into our good habits and our routines. Let's slowly ease our way back in, right? Focus on the improvement and find joy in the process, right? I think that's a big thing. I think that's the biggest thing, finding joy in the process. You're not going to develop these positive, worthwhile habits overnight. It's not happening like that. You're not going to see results overnight. It's not going to happen. So just embrace the struggle. Hell, bask in it. Because once the outcome is reached, you'll be more willing, more motivated to just remain consistent in that habit because of how hard you work to get there in this slack season. Like, we could take a lot of accomplishment. We could pat ourselves on the back. Hell, take that reward. Take that. That's you. You did that right here, right now during this slack season, when years prior, we weren't doing shit. We weren't doing nothing. So let's take pride in the fact that these one or two tasks, these one or two goals, these one or two schedules, these one or two habits that we're going to stick to, we're going to bask in that, y'all. We taking all that. Big wins all around for everybody. We all winning. Furthermore, I think the final takeaway from all of this is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for your failures, your shortcomings, your non-doings, your slip-ups, everything. Move on. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. But also, you have to remember to take accountability and also reflect on the why. That's the biggest thing. Reflect on the why. I slacked off, right? I slacked off. I ate too much. I ate too much today and I didn't work out. Okay, bet. I was supposed to clean the house. I laid around all day. I was watching Married to Medicine. The reunions were fire. Now it's time to go get Gia. I could have cleaned the house. I am so down on myself because I laid on that couch and ate popcorn and drank wine when I could have been cleaning the house all day. But now it's time to go get Gia and I ain't done shit. Whatever. Think about it. Reflect on why. That's what I wanted to do. That's my why. I did it because I wanted to. Boom. Reflect on that and move on. If you don't, you will constantly be stuck and you will constantly remain inconsistent, right? Only you can start. Only you can start and follow through and finish. Once you gain that momentum, cousin, keep going. It's discipline. It's self-discipline. It's a want to just be better, right? A feeling of accomplishment upon completion. I love that. It's up to you whether you will let this slack season consume you or whether you will overcome it and just be consistent in your efforts. Let's stop using that crutch. Oh, I'll get right. Oh, I'll get back in the new year. Yeah, I got goals, but I'm not about to start them and telling you like, hell, motherfucking no. Let's do it right now. Let's start. Let's be consistent in those habits, those schedules, those routines. Let's get back to it right now. Can we commit, cousin? Can we commit? I think we can. I think we can. But, I wouldn't be me if I didn't put this out there. Like, I'm not even going to sit up here in front because not one person is single on 600-pound life. Y'all, not one of them motherfuckers is single out here in these streets. They big and living their best life. So you know what I say? Eat that icy white, take a nap, and live your best life right here, right now, in this moment, for the moment. Just for this moment. That's it. Okay? Thank you guys so much for allowing me to grace you with my vocal presence. If you're here on YouTube, thank you for allowing me to grace you with my face, my grace, and my voice. All in one. It's a triple threat. Thank you guys so much. I really do hope to do it again very soon because I'm just saying, we talking about a lot of real life shit here, cousin.